Hello folks and welcome back to Rome Total War. I'm Conostip and this is going to be part 61 of my Imperial campaign where I'm playing as the Julii. And before I get started, I just wanted to say that for all of you who are still watching this campaign, thank you. It's good to have you along. I know it's gotten quite long here and I expected this. I did expect this to be a longer campaign as I was learning a new game, but it feels good to have you all along. It helps me learn the game faster. And I know that for those of you who go in the comment sections, and I know that we chat and we have that conversation. But for those of you who aren't going into that, into the comment section and chatting, I just wanted, you all to know as well, like, it's good to have you along. And thanks for watching for this far into the campaign. All right, and going into this episode, I'm still preparing for the Civil War. And I think that I would still like to have a few more armies on the field before I contest the might of the three Roman nations, the Senate, the Scipii, and the Brutii. The Brutii scare me, they really do. They have like this large cluster of armies here around Apollonia. And then they have these armies up here around Poralisum. And it's quite a bit, and my front is rather stretched out thanks to the Senate sending me on this mission here to take Vicus Venedi. In fact, I have an army here on this bridge, Marcellus Tuditanus. In fact, he's 64. I hope he doesn't die because we could use his leadership capabilities in these oncoming fights that are probably going to be happening here. Now, as far as the Thracian armies themselves, how capable are they? I don't really know. But how capable is Marcellus Tuditanus' army? I don't really know. His archers are in decent shape, but his heavy infantry is a little bit suspect. He has 1.5 units of early legionary cohorts, and he has some spears, and some barbarian mercenaries, and some Bastarnae mercenaries. That's the heavy infantry. So, can we defeat one Thracian army? Yeah, perhaps. What about 2? And then what about 3? Now, luckily, they can't reach in this turn. In fact, gosh, I don't even know if you can reach in this turn. Yeah, the terrain must be really slowing them down over here. Although I would have thought that staying on the road would have kept them out of the marshes, but apparently not. Now, bringing over Cornelius Vitruvius and his army is an option. They're just about ready to be fully retrained here. So we can retrain them and we can recruit some more peasants. Hopefully that's going to be enough to keep the public order in Vicus Venedi. What are you a minor city? You are. Okay. But having them move over and substitute out for Marcellus Tuditanus' army after a fight or two is an option, just to continue to hold this frontier against the Thracians. And hopefully we don't have to continue to fight them for too much longer. I have a diplomat here who's ready to say, sorry, guys, we didn't mean it. Can we end this? And can we focus on fighting the Brutii once that civil war does start? But, we are not there yet, so. And I can't get that ceasefire. I guess I could get a ceasefire. The Senate has not tested me out yet, So I guess I could get a ceasefire, but it just feels like something that I'd have to break right away. Unless the Senate sends me after the Scythians, which... Where are they? Wait, do they... Gosh, are they gone? Okay, yeah, I think they're gone. I think this map is really outdated. Let me check down here. Yeah, no Scythians, okay. So this is all Thrace. All the way over to... This is Armenia. And then, yeah, Thrace has this and this. Okay. If the Senate sends me to take these places, that's going to be a long trip. And I think that that's going to be where I start to fail my Senate missions because, yeah, that's a ways. If they send me to take Campus Scythii, I suppose, how far can an infantryman move? 1, 2, 3, 4 turns to get down there? That's not so bad, but then can I take it? I don't know. Large stone walls and a full garrison, that's gonna be tough. That would be tough, yeah. Hopefully the Brutii would just take it, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. Although, holding that as a front against the Budii would be tempting as well. We'd have the river right there, the large stone walls right there. Yeah, there's reason to think that that'd be a good idea. So, when you're ready to go, I can just retrain you, because I'm assuming that there's something in here. What are you getting the upgrade from? Not the blacksmith. Oh yeah, the blacksmith, yeah. So you're just getting a weapon upgrade? Yeah, we can just hang out for a turn and get a weapon upgrade, and we can recruit some more peasants here. And what units are you missing, actually? You have 2 auxilia, 3 auxilia. So you're missing... Oh, you're missing like your backup units. Like, either, like in my armies, I've been using either artillery or the Arcani or the gladiators, or if I can't afford any, if I don't have the availability of anything else, I've been using the auxilia as backup units as well. Okay. But still, this army is like mostly good. So as soon as you're ready to be trained up and as soon as we have enough peasants who can take over here, they could march down and they could potentially help out in a fight here for Campus Scythii. So that's an idea. We'll see what happens there. And then we're still, you know, we don't, even though, yeah, we pretty much have, like this army is, just needs, let's see, archers, you get in there. So that's that. We have the onagers. These are the basic onagers, so they would be good for taking Croton and Tarentum because these just have the basic stone walls here and then here. But then I would assume Capua with its large stone walls and then Rome with the epic stone walls. I would assume that those would want the heavy onagers, and I am 3 turns away from having a completed siege engineer. My first one ever here built up in Patavium, and then I can start building those heavy onagers. And I should look to get more places that can produce those, honestly. Because yeah, taking out, I don't know what the capabilities of basic onagers are. Like, should I use them against large stone walls? That seems a little bit dodgy, but maybe it wouldn't be so bad. In any case, the idea is 2 onagers per, 2 basic onagers per settlement down here, and then 2 heavy onagers per Rome and Capua. So Patavium has its work cut out for it. As you know, it's basically holding down the training production for all javelin armed troops and archers and artillery. So that's a lot of work for it to do. And quite frankly, I need Narbo Martius to catch up. It can train archers, light auxilia, ballistas, and scorpions, but not the heavy onagers and not the repeating ballistas. So once this Pantheon is finished up here in Narbo Martius, it would be nice to get this siege engineer built up here so that we can contribute to the war effort as well. And then coming down here to Retium, I was looking, you know, so I've been just training stuff nonstop here in Retium, and you know, therefore I still don't have this as a huge city because the population just can't, you know, really keep up. Look at population growth of 0.5%. So it's time to finally build up a crop rotation here to get that population, just give it a little bit of a boost. Bring it up to a 1.5? Is that what it would do? 1 to 1.5? Oh, just give me a 0.5 boost. Bring it up to like a 1 overall. Still, that's worthwhile. And yeah, some money as well. Not a super duper amount of money, but some money does help. So let's get that going in Arretium. And Mediolanium, do you want anything built up here? It's tempting to get the Great Forums just so that I can build that smith building, this foundry. Yeah, I for the longest time that I forgot that even existed. And it requires the Great Forum, which is such a useless building in places that don't make money. Like building that here at Mediolanium, you know, just to make an extra, what, like 30 denarii per turn for a building that costs how much? Over 4,000? Like, oh man, just so that I can build a great foundry, or not, it's not called a great foundry, it's called a foundry. Let me remind myself, what exactly does the great foundry, I'm gonna just keep calling it that, I guess. The foundry. So it's a +2. Yeah, it's a +2 to every weapon, missile weapons, and armor, whereas the armor is a +1 to all of that stuff. That's useful. Yeah. Yeah, that's useful. I should have those, and I don't. I don't think I've built a single one. I just don't know if Mediolanum is the place where I want to build it. The only troops that I'm really training there are the Samnite Gladiators, and that just doesn't seem like it's, you know, the most important thing in the world, right? I should probably have that, you know, like Arretium, right? In fact, what are you? Yeah, you're a large city anyway, so you can't even build a foundry if you wanted to. Alright, Massilia, this is where my faction heir is hanging out. Appius Flaminius. He has himself a nice little scriptorium to keep him busy so he can start getting some good ancillaries. It's tempting to get an amphitheater here, just so that I could get Samnite Gladiators being trained up here. This is a large city as well. Pop growth, 0.5. 21,000 population, and I need to get up to 24,000 to get to the next level. Where are we at in Arretium, pop-wise? 18,000, so yeah, we're a little ways off. Got some brigands up here that we should chase down, 3 of them, and I finally took this really scrappy army that's been fighting brigands for the longest time. I finally brought them back here to Massilia just to get them to get retrained. You know, whatever I can do to help them out is what I should be doing here. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just spend another turn and get that ready. I wonder, I don't know, I am training up, finally, I can get Legionary Cavalry here in Lugdunum. It's tempting to send you out just to kind of see what is here. Can we get some vision on these guys? 2 Warband and some Druids. So I don't really want to send just some Cav at them. I could hire 4 Barbarian Mercenaries and 1 Barbarian Cav Mercenary just to destroy them, but man, I don't know. I don't know if that's worth it.
General.
Up here we can bring Servius Ofella. Zio Command Stars, good defender though. Gladiatorial fan. -1 from a rune rest. 10% bonus to your popularity of the people, okay. Quintus Ennius. And Fabius Pictor, so he's been hanging out in an academy or a scriptorium or something. I think these people are famous ancillaries. Ariston, +1 influence. Well, he's gonna come up here, and he's probably enough. So we have Warband and 2 mystery units. So let's bring you up.
Forward.
And then let's bring in this Auxilia, Barbarian Mercenaries, and Barbarian Mercenary Cav.
Engage the enemy. Victory!
And what do they got? Fanatics, Peasants, and Warband. Let's ride them down. I think these Warband might be running right at us. Nope, they turned back at the last moment. Our archers are going to be set up soon. And what, are they just going to send their peasants in? Alright. That's fine by me. Let's just bring my cav out to the flanks. We can get the war cry going on these guys right here. Archers are shooting on into those warband there. And looks like those peasants have already broken. Send the cav out to the flanks. Get war cry going on you. In fact, it's probably too late. Yeah, it's too bad. They're already breaking, and get the general around to the side. And then send you in, send you in, and send you in. And it looks like we just have to break these naked fanatics, and that should be good. In fact, I'm kind of surprised that they're not running already, and I'm kind of surprised this battle isn't over already. But I can't feel good to be one of those guys. Yeah, there they go.
Be praised! The enemy general is dead! His men know their doom approaches.
Huzzah. One army of brigands dealt with? One more to go. In fact, how is this still happening? Why is this not over yet? Did I just press continue battle and not even recognize that I did that? Oh well. Well, it does look like the Thracians actually are offering a ceasefire, and I'm okay with this. I mean, I guess I don't know if the Senate's going to be sending me right back at them. But for now, I'm okay with this, although, should I ask for anything in return? Map information is kind of... I don't want money, because, quite frankly, I would rather them just kind of keep their money. Although, you know, it's my understanding that all money that AI factions can give during diplomacy is basically free money. That's my understanding. That has no basis on what they can actually make. That is my understanding. With that being said, though, I would rather have the ceasefire go through rather than, you know, them like not want it. So instead of asking for money, I just want map information. Really, map information. Is getting trade rights a little bit too far? Is that too much? Is that too friendly? You know? I have a feeling, because I do have a feeling that the Senate's going to just send me right back to war with them. But for now, if I could just get map information, that's all I... Yeah, they're... What do you mean? Your proposal would shame a helot? Come on. What are you talking about, guys? That's a good deal. Alright, a suitable husband, betrothed, Portia. And Herius Lepidus. 29 years old, true Roman, one influence. I don't know. I don't know. Not for 29 is just a little bit too old for not being good at all. So I'm going to decline that. What else do we got? 16,000 in the treasury. Yep. And faction announcements. Admiral Opius, Admiral of the Sea. He has died of old age. Okay. Valerius Tuditanus. Another Tuditanus has been born. Of course, yes. Lentulus Tuditanus. Where are you? Okay, so you're here in Trier. And I think that there might be an academy here. I can't remember. But you have an artist. +1 influence and 10% decrease to cost of bribe. And Marcus Aemilius, Priest of Jupiter. That's going to be you here. Okay. Yeah, I noticed that here in Londinium, I was checking the corruption rates here because I sent him here because he has high law traits. I thought strict, yeah, +2 to law, and then I thought he had more. Was it just strict? Is that it? Yeah, I guess that was it. Okay. Well, in any case, Londinium, last I checked, yeah, there's no corruption here. And of course, a lot of that is coming from the Jupiter temples as well. But still, I thought that was interesting. And Placus Fufetius, I think you're down here in Iberia, I think. So yeah, Pontifex. And that's going to be the influence and command. And 10% bonus to your popularity with the people. Just what we need. Just what we need. Just make the Senate just a little bit more nervous with us, eh? And Appius Flaminius, where are you again? So +1 management, and that's you. Oh yeah, of course, my factionaire. How could I forget? Yeah, just give him more management. Oh my goodness. Massilia making that money. Yeah, how much are you making actually? Trade income, only 1,500? That's all you're making? Off of Massilia? Maybe I should move you somewhere else. Somewhere that's making more money. Because he has a ginormous amount of management. I liked having him in the place that I literally just built a scriptorium, you know? But maybe moving him down to Arretium or somewhere. Let me just double check. What is your trade status? So yeah, you're making 3 grand off trade. Like you're making double what Massilia is making. And then you're only making 12. Batavium is making 19. 17 for Segesta. 24 for Nova Martius. Just moving you next door to Nova Martius wouldn't be the worst idea, I suppose. Yeah. I think I'm gonna move him to Arretium just because I'm gonna need people down here anyway to lead these armies, so I may as well do that.
Orders.
Yeah, let's get you moving. And Jesus, you can make it there in
Onward.
2 turns. Man,
Move, sir.
I love highways. They're so nice. All right, that's it for that. And do we have any barracks that were built up? Anything that I need to know? Nope, there's highways, paved roads, bathhouses, all that. Where did I build an academy? Yeah, I built an academy in Trier. Okay, so that just got finished. Oh, okay. Got it. A lot of troops being trained up and ceasefire between myself and the Thracians. Yes, okay. So we got some map information. I don't think that really told us much that we didn't know, but still, it's nice to have an updated map up in this area here. And they, okay, right, they didn't attack because they got the ceasefire, yeah. I wonder, does this count? If you're on a bridge in between 2 territories, does that count as being in their territory? I hope not, because I don't want to piss them off. Just to be safe, I mean, I can hang out here because you're not going to reach. And then just bring you down to give me more vision, make sure no one's going to creep up this way and get onto that bridge. Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that. And then let's just plop down another watchtower up
Build tower.
here. And then... Yeah, continue to make your way.
Onward.
Eventually, I'm going to have you hire some mercenaries and then take out this... Is it just one naked fanatic? Yeah. I could probably just send you, but I'd rather have another unit just in case. Yeah, +1 command when fighting against barbarians. Okay. Does that count brigands? I don't think it does. I think brigands is his own category. I'm pretty sure. And now the question is, can I move these guys out?
Imperator. Orders, General. Sir.
I would like to be able to...
Orders, Imperator.
I don't want this full stack hanging out in Domus Dulcis Domus forever.
Move out.
So if I move you out and then move you in. Yeah, we're looking good. We're looking okay. Perfect. And highways, yes, I think I want highways. Is that going to give me some more good money? Not really, nothing too crazy, but still. These are big territories and it would be nice to... It would be nice to get that large temple of Jupiter to reduce the corruption, but I think that increasing the movement speed through these territories is going to be more crucial. That would be my guess. So, yeah, let's send you down.
Onward.
Let's get you moving along, just in case we need to, you know, move against. So yeah, still no Senate missions. Interesting. I wonder if they're starting to see the writing on the wall. They see what I'm seeing. You know, they're preparing for the same thing. Like everyone knows the Civil War is going to happen, but no one wants to talk about it. What was I just gonna... I was literally just gonna look at something. What was I gonna look at? Oh yeah, Senate, the current standings. I wanted to look at this to see if it's changed at all. It looks like it hasn't. Still have 5 with the Senate and then 7 with the people. That's the way it's been for some time now, so nothing's changed. Looks like they're, you know, we're still pretending like, you know, everything is normal, right? And then up here, I just decided that I have this legionary cavalry. We're not finished being... I could have swore... Oh, I guess I just put the training queue for that last turn. Okay.
Imperator.
Well, I brought these Arcani up from Massilia because they're ready to go. 3 Arcani and then 1 General. Is that going to be enough to take on 2 Warband? Some Druids? I don't know. It's a little bit... It's just a little bit too dodgy. And these Legionary Cavalry are going to be finished next turn, so...
General.
So that should be fine. In fact, I could bring up more units as well to help out. Now we have a new man of the house who has come of age, Publius Corvinus. And who exactly are you? Okay, you just came of age, are you sure of that? Oh, poor guy. Well, 1 star. 1 star is good. 1 star is good. You're up here in Bordersholm as well. Heartless ruler, +1 influence. And then flexible, so 20% decrease to cost of bribe, and -1 from law. That's pretty bad. And then testy, +1 command, -1 influence. So that's how you end up with that. Yeah. Well, I take it this is your dad, and yeah, I think you have some work to do before you catch up to your dad. But then again, your dad's 65, so you have time, I suppose. Retinue expands Lentulus to Titanus. That's going to be the philosopher that's down here in Trier, correct? Yes. And that is the +1 management. Wife above reproach. This man is blessed with a wife who is an ornament to his family and home. +1 influence. Okay. I wonder if that came from something. I wonder if he has... And mathematician, +1 management for the same guy. Yeah, I wonder, would you get that from something, or is that just like completely random? The wife above reproach. Because there's a lot of barbarian buildings here still in Trier. And I don't know, I can't recall like off the top of my head if I had seen that before. Freya? Why do I have this here? Sacred Circle of Freya? Pop growth and happiness? Jesus, I'm getting rusty. That's sloppy. Yeah, I did not. This is my capital, for Christ's sakes. Like, I understand keeping barbarian temples and shrines that give experience and an attack to my soldiers, but yeah, I don't need pop growth and happiness. Like, I can just get that from Ceres if I wanted that. So I wonder, like, this is my capital. I don't need Jupiter here. Do I just want to get Ceres? Oh, is that why I kept it? Did I just keep that? So that I can just get Ceres here? But that's a 1.5. 1.5. So that, yeah, that is the tier 3. Right. Okay. So I should just be able to transfer that on over to Ceres when I do get up to the next level of settlement. Okay, I think that's where I was going with that. I think. It's hard to say. Do I want to get crop rotation here? What am I looking at? 3%. I think I do. I've been building a lot of farmland. Just in the last turn, I built up a bunch of or at least I queued up a bunch of farmland upgrades in Iberia just to get those places going, you know? Because I think about the part of the campaign where I would rather have large cities and huge cities producing good units rather than just, you know, having all of these early legionaries everywhere. Alright, let's get these soldiers up to here. Let's get the legionary cavalry to here and we can fight that in a moment. Let's just go through these and see if there's any more. Nope, nothing too crucial. That looks fine. So yeah, you guys can fight those brigands. We're gonna fight those brigands there. And let's get the faction heir down here to Arretium. And yep, that immediately makes us a bit more money there. What are you? A Thracian diplomat? Okay. And can we catch these gosh darn... Yeah, I've been trying to catch these guys for a while, these pirates. Alright. Get them next turn, and you are going to continue to make your way into the Mediterranean. And no brigands up here. Okay, good. No brigands. And let's get these guys in. Legionary Cav, and then I want them to replace the Roman Cav, so let's do that. Perfect. And let's continue to train Legionary Cavalry here in... There they are. Do I have to go down? Oh, that's annoying. You can't just... It's annoying that it go... Oh, yeah, that's really annoying. When you queue up multiple units, yet it goes back up to the top. Wow, okay. just noticed that. We have some brigands to clear out, so let's get to it. First things first, let's come down here, and these are the two warbands and the druids. Yes, they are.
Engage the enemy.
Engage them indeed. Yeah, let's strike them down. I have a lot of Arcana here, so this could be kind of fun. I mean, tell me this isn't one of the coolest battle lines you've ever seen before. 5 Arcani, backed up by an Archer Auxilia with a armored general and legionary cavalry. I mean, come on. Look at these guys. I'm actually kind of surprised that the enemy just isn't charging right on in after my archers, considering that these Arcani should be concealed. I mean, they are concealed according to the unit cards. And I've often wondered when it comes to concealed units in Total War games, at least for the first 3 Total War games, if the AI has any sort of object permanence. So like if the AI sees a unit go into a forest and then they become concealed, does the AI sort of remember that they are there? And I've wondered that, you know, obviously I can sort of extrapolate that out and wonder how that works for units that are concealed in the open, like Arcani and the Battlefield Ninja and Shogun 1 and the... oh gosh, what are they? They're the assassin units. I'm forgetting what they're called in Medieval 1. The Muslim assassin units, shoot, what are they called? Yeah, the name is slipping my mind right now, but they have a unit in that game as well that fits the similar description. And I've wondered if the AI can sort of track them going like concealed. The fact that they're not charging my archers, I mean, it could also just be the fact that there's 2 just really beefy looking heavy cav units right behind my archers. That's another possible deterrent, right? Since these druids have just gotten way too exposed, I'm just going to ride them down with my legionary cavalry. So they're going to come through here and... oh, let's make sure that you guys are not shooting my own men. Yeah, go ahead and ride them down. And get back. Get away from these spearmen. Oh, come on. Get away, guys. There you go. There you go. Good job. And turn you back on fire at will so that you can start shooting at those warbands. Yeah, they still have a few volleys left, so they can do damage for sure. And then what do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to get attacked by some Arcani? Okay, so they've already broken. So I could just run them down with my general. Let's make sure that you're shooting at them, and let's just get you over here. And there we go. So they think that they want to charge my general. Yeah, let's just send them. Let's have them go on fire arrows, and then you just continue running away. Run, please, go, go, go. Don't get caught because you're on a horse and you can run faster. There you go. Let's see if I can draw them back to my Arcani. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. There you go. And can I get these guys? Man, these went right around my Arcani. Alright. Well, you just keep going. And let's try to intercept this guy here, and then here, and then here, and then you can turn around. And I would imagine that they would break pretty soon here. There they go.
Enemy show that
End the battle this time, and we lost 0 men. Perfect.
such a victory.
Now I think we just have 2 more brigand armies to deal with before...
Victory!
Yeah, they caused a little bit of devastation, it appears. That's unfortunate, but
Orders.
that's okay. And then you can come down here. What do we have? Peasants, fanatics.
Prepare for battle. Victory!
2 peasants and fanatics, okay. No big deal. My men are in position, and my archers should start to shoot into them pretty soon here. These naked fanatics are going to do quite a bit of damage. In fact, I didn't get Yeah, I didn't get their war cry off, unfortunately. So let's get these auxilia helping out here, and then let's get you backed up so you can get a proper charge in. That wasn't a real charge. Yeah, let's try to get you backed up. Let's get you off of guard mode, and let's get them in because I'm afraid that these guys are going to break here. And we can rally them in, and there we go. So yeah, we probably took a bit of casualties, 62 casualties. The enemy got their charge off without taking too many volleys from my archers, but there we go. And then let's just drop a save real quick, and then I think, oh yeah, there's these guys too. Okay, so I have to figure out what I want to do with them. Well, there is you who just came of age. I could send you off. Do you have any units to give to you? Town Watch? There you go. I also have Lentulus Tuditanus here in Trier, and I have some Roman Cav in Mogontiacum. I have a full army here, or not a full army, but working on it here in Uvenum as well. And we don't know what they are. Okay. Well, let's just send the Cav from Uvenum. Bring them up, and okay, so 2 Warband and some Naked Fanatics. Yeah, bringing this much Cav against Warband isn't ideal. Oh, okay, so good. We got some infantry here in Dam that we could send down. Yeah, we may as well do that. Let's send these guys. Is Dam gonna be okay? Lower taxes? Yeah, they'll be fine. So it's gonna take them 3 turns. And let's go ahead and send Publius Corvinus as well. So we probably don't even need Lentulus Tuditanus, to be honest. Yeah, he can probably hang tight here in Trier. Now I can hire these barbarian mercenaries up here and go fight. God damn it, they went into the marshes and I can't follow them. Who is it? Just one unit of Naked Fanatics? Okay. Alright, we'll take them out in the next turn then. Now, this is much more like it, Portia. Yeah, marry a 17-year-old who's balding with a 5 o'clock shadow. And 0 traits and 0 stats. Oh well, at least he's 17, you know? He has a long life ahead of him, hopefully, so that he can grow into the man that he hopes to be. 14,000 in the treasury, that seems to be pretty stable these days. Araminum, great forum, and yes, the siege engineer is finally finished in Batavium. Now we can finally start building those heavy onagers. So, yep, huzzah, huzzah, we need those. And marriage celebrations, Quintus Ahala. I also kind of like that name as well. I don't have any memory of hearing about Ahala in Roman names, but I wouldn't know. Holy shit, look at this friggin' army, Jesus Christ. All peasants, mostly? Okay. Okay, so mostly peasants with a rebel general. Okay, well, that's not so bad, I guess. In fact, we have an army right up here in Bortisholm who can, yeah, they're probably good enough to take them on. No early legionaries, just archers and cav and spears, basically, light auxilia, but they will be enough to get the job done, I reckon. Here we are. This is what I wanted. Some heavy onagers. Look at these big boys. 1,050 denarii to recruit. And 120 upkeep compared to 830 and also 120. So the upkeep is the same. It's just the recruitment is going to be a bit more. But then also the damage is going to be... Does it even say the damage? Does it say anything? The abilities are exactly the same. But I feel like... Is the range the same? Is it just the damage that changes? Does it tell? Does it say? I guess it says. So 63 attack versus troops, 53 attack versus troops, 70 attack versus buildings versus 110. So it's an extra 40 attack versus buildings. So that seems substantial. Yeah, let's get some of these bad boys going here in Batavium. In fact, let's just queue up 4 of them because that's how much I know that I need. But then let's also look at these repeating ballistas. Because I've often wondered, like, what is the utility of these versus the scorpions? Because it's my understanding that the scorpions do have longer range than the repeating ballistas, and then they also have higher attack. Neither one of them can damage buildings. They both have attack versus buildings of 0. But the scorpions have an attack versus troops of 43 versus the 33 of the ballistas. And so yeah, I've often wondered, like, what's the point then, you know? Scorpions are cheaper to recruit. There's cheaper upkeep for the scorpions, but this is a tier 4 unit, and this is a tier 5 unit, so why? Missiles can impale several men, that's on both of them. Long range missiles, very long range missiles, can use flaming missiles. And this cannot use flaming missiles according to this. Can't hide, can't hide. Yeah, it's really confusing. I wonder if this shoots faster. And I looked into the game files to see if I could see anything about that, to see if anything was mentioned about the shooting speed of ranged units, and nothing was mentioned in there. So I have no idea. But then again, I have very little, very little actual use and experience using the scorpions as well. So I don't really have like a frame of reference to compare them to. They cost... Yeah, and the scorpions take 1 turn to build, whereas the repeating ballistas take 2 turns to build. Like everything about the scorpion seems better than the repeating ballista. Yeah, it's bizarre. It's really bizarre. I should just go into a custom battle to test them out to see if I can see what the use is of it. Like, what's the application, you know? Yeah, I wonder if it just fires faster. Is that it? Let's read the thing. The repeating ballista is a semi-automatic artillery weapon. As long as it is loaded with bolt and cranked, it will keep firing. The basic design is similar to the ballista. Twisted animal sinew ropes provide the power. There is an ingenious winding mechanism that draws back the arms, drops a bolt into place, and then releases a catch, and all this happens repeatedly as long as a windlass is turned. That does make it sound like it's very fast. Like, it makes it sound like it never stops shooting. You know? This makes it a perfect weapon for creating a beaten zone or targeting large enemy formations when speed of fire is more important than pinpoint accuracy. Again, yeah, that does kind of feel like it's like a machine gun, you know? Whereas the scorpion... So what does this say then? A Roman scorpion is a sinew-powered weapon that looks like a large bow laid sideways on a frame. It has a tremendous range and can skewer a man with a single shot. While a scorpion might look like a huge bow, its working principles are rather different. The 2 arms are pushed through ropes made of tough animal sinew, which is then twisted, becoming a hugely powerful spring pulling each arm forwards. The arms are pulled back, creating even more tension. The scorpion is loaded with a missile, and then this is shot at the enemy with considerable force and accuracy. Right, so this... It must be that. It must be that this is... maybe the same speed of fire as the regular ballista, perhaps? And then this is just like an automatic weapon for the repeating ballista. Let's finish reading this. Providing care is taken to make sure that the 2 sinew bundles are under the same tension, the scorpion is a very accurate weapon, but because sinew is sensitive to damp, a scorpion may not work properly in wet weather. Interesting, okay. Okay. Yeah, alright, so when I'm done building these heavy onagers to assist in the blitzing, the future blitzing of Italy, then I would like to get some repeating ballistas built up so that I can, I don't know, use them to hold Patavium and Iovinum against the hordes of Bruttii, for instance. That'd be kind of cool. Or to get them on bridges to defend in river battles would be a good idea as well. Yeah, there's a few ideas there. Like, if I can get some repeating ballistas up here, then once I've taken Lovosic, then I can put those repeating ballistas on this bridge, along with an army, of course, and, yeah, say, just come at me, bro. But they don't have to come up this way. They can just go around the river this way as well. So that's not a perfect idea, but... yeah, I would like to use them. I would like to see, what their application is. It'd be kind of fun. Now let's find out how some barbarian mercenaries with Warcry activated do against naked fanatics. These naked fanatics did not even get a charge off. That is interesting. I mean, my guys are doing a lot of damage to them. Those naked fanatics, the fact that they didn't get a charge off, yeah, that's interesting.
All Rome will be amazed.
Yeah, not bad, you know. Barbarian mercenaries with Warcry activated, not bad.
Victory!
Yeah, so we got rid of those guys. They've been up there for a long time, I feel like. I'm surprised I don't see any devastation. But I do think that's interesting because I have... I don't know if I've heard... I'm sure... Maybe I heard this somewhere, but... One of the ideas behind devastation is that the amount of units inside of the army also does determine how much devastation spreads and how fast it spreads. So maybe just having one unit sit off in one of your corners of your territories isn't going to be that much of a problem, right? Because I feel like he was up there.
Imperator?
Yeah, I feel like that army was up there. That one unit army was up there for a while, is what I feel like. And it seems like there's no devastation up here, so that's interesting. We have ourselves another suitable husband, here this time to Opia. This man is 16 years old and he has 1 point of influence. Good defender, so what was that going to be? +2 command when defending and true Roman. So 5% bonus to your popularity with the Senate and influence and Drill Master. So, Drill Master, damn. -2 morale. For all troops on the battlefield, +15% to movement points and +1 to law. I don't, gosh. It's such a bad trait. 15% to movement points and +1 to law though is not, it's not completely useless, you know? Dear, I don't, no, sorry man, can't do it. Drill Master is just, that -2 morale is just brutal. 13,000 in the treasury. I'll take it. And Senate office is assigned here. So Lucius Nasica is now a praetor. And that's going to be giving him the +2 to law and +1 management. Wonderful. And then the Cornelius Vitruvius, he is the Aedile. 58 years old, so he's getting up there. +1 to law and +1 to management. He's up here in Vicus Fenidae. Well, right now he's placing watchtowers, but he was in Vicus Fenidae. And then Quaestor, Oppius Corvinus. And that's going to be you, the 66-year-old over here. Yeah, the +1 to management. Okay. So for now, he's going to be fighting those brigands outside of Bordesholm. But eventually that management will be put to use when he gets back to Bordesholm. We have another man who has come of age, Secundus Ulgunius. Okay, you're here in Osca and 3 influence, not bad. Hey, I'll take it, you know? And he has a lot of traits for a 16-year-old, my goodness. Okay, trustee, +2 to law, and increase to bribe. Benevolent ruler, +1 to influence, -1 from squalor. Okay, yep, all good. Unusual. Okay, so this is good. +1 to influence, but then -1 command, -1 management. Convinced that all spiders are in cahoots with his enemies, this man spends many hours drowning the treacherous little beggars in vinegar. I've never read that one. That's funny. Indifferent builder, so +1 to squalor. 5% increase to construction costs. Interesting. I haven't seen that one either. Interesting. Confident in defense, so he'd be getting some extra command when he's defending. And Gourmand, 10% penalty on all trade income. Okay, there's some good and some bad here. But hey, I'll take the influence. What else do we have? So Lentulus Tuditanus, he's hanging out in Trier, picking up more retinue. And he has the Shrusian now. Yep, that's a good one. And then what else do you have? Nothing. So Secundus Bolanus has a treasurer, +2 to management. That's going to be you here in Palma. And then Appius Fulminius, quartermaster. 50% to movement points and 2% bonus to cash gain from looting. Wonderful, yeah. Yeah, you here in Arretium just giving us lots of money. Love to see it. Great Form is finished here in Segesta, and Aretium has that crop rotation, so I want to build another one just to get it boosted even more. That pop growth, that is. Yeah, is that what I want to do? Get some irrigation going? That's tempting. We're at a 1% population growth. I could build the academy buildings here, but I don't know. I really want to get this up to a huge city. Yeah, a bit more money and a bit more pop growth. Honestly, yeah, I feel like that's going to be worth it. And I decided, I was trying to figure out where I should send Quintus Ahala. And I may as well send him down to Massilia, since you have no traits and no distinguishing features. You may as well go down to one of the only places where I have a scriptorium, so yeah, how about that? Archers are moving on over to Batavium. And then I have these two onagers built up here in Arbor Martius. They can eventually get picked up by this boat. And they're going to be joining the assault on Carolus at some point. So let's leave them there for now, but I can train up these light auxilia here as well. Perfect, like to see it. And I should start building something here in Cordoba. Forums, perhaps? Oh yeah, that's going to give me some good money. Let's get some forums. While I do still have a few brigand armies floating about that I should deal with in this turn, here and then here. In fact, I just spotted another one hiding within the settlement name over here. Just a 1 unit. Yeah, so I can just deal with them with one of these guys over here as well. However, I'm probably going to call it here for this episode. I feel like I've gotten a lot of work done. Just sort of the administrative stuff, you know, dealing with training armies and building buildings, building up my economy. In fact, I should double check down here. How old is this diplomat? It's taken you so long to get here. You're 40 years old. You still have plenty of time, I think. But I might want to consider getting another diplomat over here, because I do want to talk to the Egyptians when the Civil War does kick off. And I want to make sure that I can keep that communication open, so that if I need to give them money to support them in their fight against the Scipii, I can do that. I have a diplomat over here that's able to talk to the... How old are you? You can talk to the Thracians. You're 55. So I should consider getting another diplomat trained up over here as well. And I can't afford anything right now, but hopefully I can remember to do that in the next episode. But that's all gonna have to wait until next time. Before I go, I just wanted to remind you all that I do have a membership set up now, so for $1 a month you can support the channel if you do fancy that, but other ways that you can support the channel is by subscribing, liking, and sharing. So until next time, this has been Concept playing at Rome Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.